challenges, where problems loom large and solutions seem elusive, one beacon of hope emerges: technology. From tackling environmental crises, economical challenges, and social issues, the transformative power of technology knows no bounds. Ladies and lads, standing before you today is code 001, representing the State House Girls, here to affirm the motion that states technology is the solution to our world problems. As I take you on this enlightening journey, I would like to thank the people that have enabled me to stand here in front of you, starting with my amazing teammates Zelda Tatiana and Dominica Achien, and my patron who has trained me, Dr. Akko. I would like to first start off by the definition of terms. Technology, this is the application of knowledge for practical purposes, especially in the industries. World problems. World problems are problems that understand worldwide, that transcend international boundaries. Taking my value as pragmatism and my criteria as technology's ability to solve global issues hinges on its pragmatic application, addressing problems with tangible, scalable, and sustainable solutions. My three contentions being based on the impact technology has on the social, economic challenges, and the environmental issues. I move on to my first contention, which shall cover the social issues. Technology can be a powerful tool for addressing various social problems by fostering connectivity, empowering individuals, and facilitating collaboration. Here are several ways technology can contribute to solving social issues. The first is educational technology platforms, which provide access to quality education and skills, training regardless of geographic locations, socioeconomic backgrounds, and ability. According to Individuals with Disability Education Act, 67 million students receive online education. Online courses, interactive learning tools, and digital libraries demonstrated education and empower individuals to pursue lifelong learning opportunities. Technology has significantly empowered healthcare by improving and enhancing diagnosis, treatment, and patient care. A good example is the telemedicine services. Telemedicine services increase access to healthcare according to the Rural Healthcare Info organization. About 60% of residents of rural or tribal areas, if you may, have access to telemedicine, while 95% of urban residents do so as well. My second contention moves on to the economic issues. Technology addresses economic problems by increasing efficiency, creating new markets, and enabling inclusive growth. Under this, I shall discuss the digital platforms and the financial inclusion. Digital payments, services, and blockchain technology can make financial transactions more accessible, secure, and efficient, especially in regions with limited access to traditional banking services. According to the World Bank, 4.35 billion people have access to mobile banking services, while 3.9 billion have banks. An example of this is M-Pesa, which we're all familiar with. I move on to the e-commerce and online marketing places. E-commerce platforms enable small businesses and entrepreneurs to reach global markets, reducing barriers to entry and expanding opportunities for trade. In India, the ENAM, which stands for the National Agricultural Marketing Platforms, that has linked over 17 million farmers to wholesale markets, enabling farmers to access a wider customer base. This in turn enhances customer choices and competition, driving innovation and efficiency. On to my last contention, which shall encompass technology in the environment. Technology aids in environmental crisis in a number of ways. It has aided by the CCS, which stands for Carbon Capture and Storage, providing awareness and educational circular economy solutions. Conventional CCS on fossil fuels power stations can reduce carbon dioxide emission by 95%. That's a high percentage. Moreover, biomass in a boiler coupled with CCS allows a power station to have negative emissions overall. So it solves a problem that it's not created. This is according to not one, but two legible sources: the British Geological Survey and the UH Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The circular economy solutions. Technology facilitates transition to a circular economy by enabling the efficient reuse and recycle of material and resources. Innovations such as 3D printing, recycling technologies, and blockchain-based supply chain management systems help minimize waste, conserve resources, and promote sustainable consumption and production practices. It also promotes awareness and education. This is spread on digital platforms such as the ones that my worthy opponent and I have accessed our research. And lastly, the transportation. EVs and advancements in battery technologies have transformed the transportation sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So my worthy opponent said in her introduction that technology is the one beacon of hope. So my question is, are you suggesting that technology is the sole solution to the world's problems today?
No, it is not. But it is the best solution. I want to take you back to 2020 when Corona hit. Do you think anything apart from technology could have solved that? The research, what was used? Technology. When we could not access education, what was used? Technology. See, that's when we all started doing online classes. It is not the only solution, but one of the best and most efficient. That is why we are saying that technology is the best solution to all world problems.
All right. My next question is, you stated that technology is enhancing connectivity and is making it easier for you to be able to talk to so many people because you have access to, let's say, the internet. So would you argue that reliance on technology has hindered creativity and innovation rather than facilitating it as commonly suggested?
As I answer that question, I would like to correct my worthy opponent that I have not talked about connection. I have talked about the M-Pesa, right? Which means that I've highlighted banking services. And I've used M-Pesa because it is an online service, which makes it easier and not connection. I'm not talking about connection in any way.
All right. You also said technology enhances efficiency. So is it is technology doing more good than harm? Because you're saying enhancing and efficiency. I feel like technology encourages you to have an overdependence on it. So is that really increasing efficiency, or is it making up a whole facade that efficiency has been improved through technology? Because you're also looking at depending on this so much.
I wouldn't say depending on it so much. It's like having a toolbox. You have that one handy tool that if I go with this, no matter the problem that comes, this is the best tool I will use. And the reason that we've taken technology is because let's just look at it from the education sector, how much it's done. And I've also given you the example of coronavirus. I mean, wasn't it technology alone that did all that? Was there any other solution that was there? And if yes, you could maybe highlight for us so that we see why at that time technology was the most efficient, as the proposers of the motion were suggesting that.
Thank you. Right. Code 006. And I strongly negate the resolution that says that technology is the solution to the world's problems now. I'd like to thank everyone for being present. I'd like to thank my wonderful teammate who is being Karima away for helping me do the extensive research and for being a support system here with me today. In my coach in absentia, I thank you so much. And to the DEVC for giving me the greatest thing of all, an opportunity to have a voice. All right, so one more time, good morning, my fellow humans, robots, and any extraterrestrial beings that may have tuned in. Well, here's the scoop, yeah? Technology is not the magic potion for our world's problems. It's like trying to teach a fish to ride a bicycle, you know? It's entertaining, but not exactly practical. So let's dial back the tech hype and focus on timeless solutions. So get ready for a journey into the land of practicality and common sense. My value is practicality. My criteria being enhancing practicality, basically. It's just the same thing, yeah. So my first contention is cybersecurity risks and technological vulnerability. As technology becomes more integrated into every aspect of our lives, the risks of cyber threats and technological vulnerabilities escalate, from data breaches and identity thefts to cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. The interconnected nature of digital systems leaves us susceptible to malicious actors and unforeseen consequences. In 2023 alone, more than 353 million people were impacted by data breaches. Among those cases, having fraud being reported at an astounding 2.5 million reports, and identity theft to over 1.1 million reports. Between 2018 and 2022, there has been an increase of 677.5 million cases in cybercrimes. Think about that. My second contention is health problems. While some forms of technology may have made positive changes in the world, there is evidence for the negative effects of technology and its overuse as well. The overuse of technology may have a more significant impact on developing children and teenagers. One study by Harris International looked at more than 2,000 Americans aged 18 and over. The study indicated that 60% of Americans experience some form of health problem due to tech use during the day. We have 36% reporting eye strain, 30% reporting back strain, 27% reporting neck pain, 24% reporting headaches, 21% reporting eye strain, 11% carpal tunnel syndrome, 9% insomnia. Another thought to have jog your mind a little bit. My third contention, challenges in humanity, which is loss of human connection and well-being, and ethical and moral dilemmas. Technological advancements raise complex ethical and moral dilemmas that cannot be easily resolved. Issues such as algorithmic bias, autonomous weapons systems, and ethical use of artificial intelligence, or AI, challenge fundamental principles of human rights and dignity. The pervasive use of technology has led to a decline in human connection and well-being. Excessive screen time and reliance on social media platforms have been linked to increased feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. Studies reveal that 77% of society relies too much on technology to succeed, which is indicating an over-dependence on technology. Those with high social media use feel more socially isolated than those with lower social media use. 40% of children aged 9 to 12, take a note on that age, 9 to 12, have talked to strangers alone, with 53%, which is more than half, leaving out their phone number. 30% texting strangers, and 15% attempting to meet them. To me, ladies and gentlemen, those numbers are just baffling, you know? So I'd like to just have a thought about that. In conclusion, while technology offers promising innovations and advancements, it should not be relied on as a sole panacea for the world's problems. Social, economic, environmental, and ethical challenges persist despite technological process. Embracing technology as a sole solution overlooks the systemic complexities and inherent limitations of technological interventions. All we have to do is accept that technology is here with us and it's here to stay, and continue making huge strides in the evolution of man, which is what it takes to understand that everything has its pros and cons. The negative side of technology is when we decide to let technology take control of us. A more nuanced approach that integrates technology with social, economic, and environmental considerations is essential for addressing global challenges effectively and sustainably. I'd like you all to just take a moment to, turn that over in your story, right? Thank you very much.
My worthy opponent has talked about technological vulnerability, right?
Yes.
Where you've mentioned fraud, identity theft, and cybercrimes. So, is technology really the problem, or the people using the technology? So, should you point a finger at technology and say that camera filming me is bad, and not the person behind the camera is bad? Who is to blame, the technology or the person using the technology?
I think that technology can't use itself, although if that's coming innovation and we're welcome to it, but obviously it still has its problems. So I'm not saying that technology is what is bad. Obviously it's the people who are bad, but tell me how.
So you agree that's it?
Can I finish my statement?
Kindly continue.
Thank you. So how assured are you that every single person who has access to technology has good intentions? How sure are you?
Okay. Now my point is, why are you pointing a finger at the technology, not forgetting that three are pointing back to you? Why don't you address the immorality in the society, so that you make sure these people don't commit fraud, they don't commit identity theft, and they don't commit cybercrimes, because the technology is not at fault. Next question.
Technology, no, I'd like to have.
I am satisfied with the answer you given, because the not answer I wanted ignorantly answered. The second point you talked about was the health problem, right?
Yeah.
The overuse, I emphasize, overuse of electronic devices, which means that if you use these electronic devices under the limited time, it is not a problem, right? Yesterday we had a speaker, right, who talked about us Kenyans, we spend most times on the internet dancing and whatnot. While Asian kids, they say that whatever you can do, an Asian kid can do it better. They spend some of their time in education, that's entertaining, right? So my point is, shouldn't you teach these children and the parents that they should use it adequately and not overuse? That's where the problem is, not the technology.
What is your question? You said a lot of things.
The overuse.
Okay. So, you have said overuse, and I will say that yes, I did say overuse, right? And I said it mainly impacts children, teens, and young adults, right?
Yes.
And are we not planning for the future?
Yeah.
You can't tell me you will be there 24/7 when your child is using an electronic device, right? What's stopping it? No, it's basic human nature, right? For you to be able to feel like, I need some kind of entertainment, right? Let me finish. So, I said, are we not planning for the future, right? So if it affects these children,
Ladies and lads, let me start with this. I love the camera that's looking at me because I love taking photos and I love being on gadgets. So you think you want to tell me that this camera is at fault instead of me because I do not know how to use it properly? For us to address this problem, we really should educate the people in churches or wherever how to use things properly and the negative effects. Because technology is not a problem. If anything, it's a solution to so many of our problems if we use it adequately, efficiently, and in the right way. I gave a good example of coronavirus, right? Because the education, the cure, all of that came from technology. If we decided, you know what, there's this sickness, let us stay at home on our phones, would the cure have come? No. How did the cure come? Research. Investment was made in research. Investment was made in education. Technology has no problem whatsoever. It's the people. Let us talk to the people. And in my points, I have highlighted for you all the problems that people are facing in the economic sector, in the social sector, and in the environment sector. So you cannot tell me that it does not solve our social issues. Some of us believe that blood is thicker than water, while others, like myself, believe that the blood of a covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which simply means that chosen bonds are at times more significant than bonds we have with people we share blood with. How many of us have relatives that we do not like each other? After I'm done with high school, I am cutting so and so off. Whether I am rich or poor, I am not contacting them. They're not good for my mental health. How many of us have friends that you're like, thank you, Lord, you've blessed me with such an amazing human being? I do. I have a friend who's been there for me since 8th of August 2021. When I started high school, to this day, when I'm in Form 4. She's the reason I feel as the amazing person I am. And as of today, we don't go to the same school, but we have each other's contact. We talk to each other. When I feel bad, I text her, I'm like, gosh, this and this happened. I'm having a debate, I'm nervous, what do? I had an exam, I failed. And she talks to me. Or I go to my parents and I tell them, Dad, failed my exams. I paid your fees, I bought you clothes, I did this. Why are you such a disappointment? You see? So it depends what's my phone. You see? Now that it all comes back to you as a human being, how you use that phone. The phone is not the problem, it is you. And that is why most of the problems my very worthy opponent highlighted, all of them go back to the human beings. Technology is not at fault when it comes to fraud. You can use it to hack. Or, do we know of the ICT, the information communication technology? Some of us, in the very near future, can go to university and study that, where you learn how to code and to hack those codes. So you make a code, and if the person hacks it, it's fraud. So I know the coding, and I know how to hack the code. At the end of the day, it's up to me. Do I want to hack it? It all comes back to me. So let us not point a finger at the camera. Let us remember three are pointing back to me. It's the human beings. And also, there's this point that my worthy opponents mentioned, the challenges in humanity, autonomous weapons. It's still the human human beings, we choose to make weapons to make war bad.
Thank you very much. So in my point, I think what my main pinpoint is, you see that center of the dashboard, where I'm trying to hit is the overuse of technology, right? I mentioned cybercrime, right? So take this. This is existing crime, okay? This is technology. So crime already existed before technology. I mean, from the times that are written in the good books, right? There was still crime. To this day, there is still crime. That doesn't, I'm not saying technology brought crime. Am I? I'm not. But this is technology, this is crime. So basically, if you see, I said cyber crimes, right? So technology only enhanced. You see, it spills. It enhanced the crime, right? It spills. Because I'm not saying that, I'm confused. Okay. So cyber crimes represent the pinnacle of criminal evolution in the digital age, enabled by the very technology meant to advance society. Unlike traditional crimes confirmed by physical barriers, cyber crimes transcend borders effortlessly, wreaking havoc on an unprecedented scale. The anonymity afforded by the internet provides cover for perpetrators, making detection and prosecution a daunting task. Moreover, the rapid pace of technological innovation continually introduces new vulnerabilities, creating an ever-expanding playground. Ever-expanding. You know, you say, we liken playgrounds with children, but now we're talking with criminals, which is so funny, But an ever-expanding playground for criminals. Ever-expanding, because obviously technology is here and it's here to stay, right? As society becomes increasingly reliant on interconnected digital systems, the potential for cybercrimes to inflict widespread damage only grows, which is solidifying the status as the most significant evolution in crime facilitated by technology. We should not lose our humanity because of technology. I know each and every one of us here has heard of the stories where, what if in the future robots take over the world, right? In your home, how many automated systems are you having? You're having so many automated. What if something goes wrong in the programming of the code? Because I tell you, nothing is 100% perfect. Everybody knows that, right? So if it tends to malfunction and you're not in a position to fix that malfunction, and then let's say it turns on you, or for some reason you get harmed by whatever, let's say, problem occur, how are you going to account for that? I mean, are you going to blame it on yourself, or are you blaming it on the technology? Exactly. We are challenging our moral and ethical beliefs. I said autonomous weapons. You see, in history, there's all these, you see, there's the arms race, that happened in those times of the wars, right? So there was an advancement in technology which led to advancements in war, right? Which led to advancements in the kind of weapons that these guys built, right? How much damage was caused? How much damage was caused? And you're going to tell me that it's the person behind the technology that's the problem. So if technology maybe was not there, Or if we looked for other solutions apart from technology, because I don't think technology is the sole solution. I don't think so. And I will repeat that my opponent did state in her beginning that it is the one beacon with one underlying capital, and a sole solution, I think we have other solutions to very many problems. So instead of relying on only technology, I feel like each and every one of us here should widen their view. Think outside the box, because technology for sure will wrap you in a box. It will wrap you in a box and limit your critical thinking. Okay? So widen your spectrum of thinking and go to more practical ways on how we can tackle so many world problems today without having to refer to technology every single time, every single now and then. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you all to just have a thought about it. Thank you.
Referring to coronavirus a lot. Now, the following are the recommendations as the proposals of the motion, because we're not simply problem finders, but also problem solvers. For technology to truly be efficient and solve the world problems, we suggest that collaboration between technology and other sectors, investment in research and development, education and digital literacy initiatives. The last two is how we came up with the coronavirus cure, and also it dealt with the issue of children being at home because we were able to still study from home. And still under the education, I'd like to talk about the accessibility and the affordability using technology. Under the affordability, online learning is a more affordable option. I know you're wondering, how is that even possible? This is because you get a higher quality education at a much lower cost. Since the cost of fees, school uniform, and all that is not in consideration. And the accessibility in that is the most equitable and accessible learning. Online courses allow students to learn at their own pace and on their own schedule. Technology is truly the beat of hope. It just depends on our perspective and how we try to look at it. Technology is the solution. In the crucible of our challenges, technology emerges merely not as a tool, but as our beacon, illuminating the path towards a world where barriers crumble and possibilities abound. Let us seize the moment, fueled by conviction that no problem is too great to overcome in the face of human and technological innovation. As we stand on the precipice of a new era, let us forge ahead with unwavering determination, because determination is the powering force. Knowing that together, with technology as our ally, we hold the key to unlocking a future where every obstacle yields boundless potential for human endeavor. And let us address human morality and not technology, because technology is not to blame, we are. And with that, I conclude.